Yo, my brother, Shomari.
Baby.
Welcome to Masters of Ceremony, man.
Oh, this is an honor, and this is an honor. I feel like I made it in life to some degree.
Man. It's an honor for me to hear that, bro. Yeah, you're a very different guest so far on these podcasts I've done. At this point, I've only done a couple. I'm not sure in which sequence yours will be released, but you were certainly somebody I wanted from the jump to bring up on here.
Appreciate that.
Just because you have such a unique and interesting path. You were joking earlier that you didn't have that interesting of a story, but I don't think that's the case.
These days, I added a couple of chapters, so it's rounded itself out.
Yes, well, you've become a very successful personal trainer.
Thank you.
You've went through such a deep transformation of self, and I feel like you do have an amazing story. So I want to bring you back to just your upbringing and how you were raised and how that instilled the person you are today, sitting in front of us now.
This is cool, man.
Yeah.
I want to say hi, Mom. But yeah, I was born to two Trinidadian parents, Kelvin and Angela. They migrated to America. It's like my fourth grade report.
Yeah.
But they migrated to America around the 80s, and they moved to Brooklyn. And my mom wasn't trying to raise no child in the same circumstance that she came from in Trinidad. So
Yes.
she was determined to give me a better surrounding. So when I was conceived, conceived is when they have sex, or
Yeah, that's when
which is
the sperm hits the egg.
So now when the sperm hit the egg, when it came into the full blown joint, when I was born, my mom closed on a crib in Laurelton, South Jamaica, Queens, the month after I was born. So I spent about a month in Brooklyn as a baby, and then I've been in Laurelton ever since.
Yes.
But yeah, man.
How was it in your household growing up? Because we're gonna get into your transformation into becoming a personal trainer and getting fit and healthy.
Yeah.
But how was it just growing up? From Caribbean parents, something I have I'm familiar with as well.
Right.
Just how was it?
It's funny. You get into your 20s and I don't know, I guess you mature, right? I don't think age is not an indicative of maturity, right? But you reach a certain age and you start like asking yourself those questions, right? Like how was my childhood? 10 years ago, you'd ask me that question. I'd have said it fucking sucks. My mom sucks. But like in retrospect, I was raised by a unrelenting, unwaveringly just powerful and strong woman, like just a lady who my parents didn't make it, their relationship didn't really make it. So instead of making my father out to be the things that she probably had a right to make him out to be, she was like, look, like whatever circumstance we're in, we're gonna do with what we got, and we're gonna make the best of it.
Yeah.
So I've always adopted that mentality where it's like, yo, everything I need is right in front of me. And my mother was just amazing for that.
Yeah.
Like, she never bashed my dad in the house. She never. It wasn't even a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I didn't know my family circumstance was different until I got to school, and I was like, oh, y'all niggas got moms and dads.
Yeah, because everything was peace for the most part.
But no, it was structured around education. My mother and my father. My father's an art teacher. He taught right down the block at PS 289, and my mom was a geography teacher at Queens Royal College in Trinidad. And she moved up here. She moved into different things. But both my parents are educators.
Yeah, which is such a blessing. My Jamaican grandmother was an educator as well, and I don't think me and my siblings would have the intellects that we do if it wasn't for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always a book in my hand. It's always an enrichment program in the summer. I never did vacation. I did the NASA camp. I did the NYU space program. I did all that craziness. Because you know how it is, you West Indian, I ain't raising no thug, you ain't hanging out on nobody's street corner, so you going in this program and that, so that was my experience.
And growing up, Was there a fitness component? Were you playing sports? Were you active?
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wear this proudly because I know my bro's gonna see this back home. But I was definitely the most talented basketball player in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
In any age range, I'm better than you, Deshaun. I'm better than you, Jeremy. I'm better than you, Denzel. All of y'all, I'll smoke y'all. But no, I was a basketball player. I thought I was going to the A. I thought I was going to the A. But then, I grew up to be like 5'7".
Yeah.
I was like 5 foot in ninth
grade. You were still nice.
Like, I was nice. I was smoke niggas right now.
Yeah,
you know
real talk. I've seen it. I believe it, man.
But I always loved basketball. And then my dad played semi-professional soccer in Trinidad, and he's one of those. You ever go to Prospect Park, you see the old man playing. He's still nice. He still got it. That's my dad. So
was there an aspect when you were playing ball, even beyond it just being enjoyable and you kind of flexing and bragging a bit with your skills, was there an awareness of, I just like to be active, or was it just chilling with your homies playing ball?
I saw in the Sydney Olympics in 2000, I saw Vince Carter jump over Frederick Weiss clean. And I was like, I want to be that guy. And that was it. I was like, yo. So like my thing is like jumping. Like, and even now, like I do a lot of plyometric work, but that comes from like I wanted to be Vince Carter. So that guy was phenomenal. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't really a fitness component. It was just like I saw these people who look like me doing these phenomenal athletic feats, and I want to emulate that.
Yeah. Yeah. The first time you had me in the gym, man, you had me jumping up boxes, man. My hips, my legs were sore as hell.
Doing the pod, I still got the videos.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw one of those in here. But I want to speak about what led you to the point in your adulthood where you actually fell out of feeling great about your own body and health and becoming your own first client, as you say. I loved when I saw that somewhere that you said
on my LinkedIn.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know exactly where, but you said that you were your own first client. That's amazing, man.
Absolutely.
What were the things going on in your life that led you to maybe degenerate a bit and then eventually say, oh, wow, I got to get my act together?
Well, I guess you're familiar, you've actually been privy to part of that musical journey, right? But yeah, I worked in music for a while. I was a rapper first, and then I transitioned into doing artist management, artist rep work, and then I realized that I had done it for 6 years. I made $600, right? And it was like, all right, like I love going to South by Southwest, and I love doing these cool things where I could take pictures of people that got more money than me. But like, when I go back home from South by Southwest, I'm the stock manager at Aldo. Yep. So like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So I just felt like I was chasing other people's dreams, right? And the fact that they were my friends was kind of putting a strain on my friendships.
Yes.
Because not that I felt resentful towards my guys, but it was just more so like, I felt purposeless in the room a lot of the times. And then, my girl, we were on rocky grounds. I was out here doing my thing. She was out here doing her thing. So it was just a culmination of, I'm not even gonna say it was a culmination of things. I would say that those two realizations were the breaking points, right? Because I think that I always tell people to be black, to be under 30, and to just know what's going on outside is to be anxious and depressed.
Yeah,
right.
That's real.
On a base level.
Real.
And then what you do with it is, what I'm saying, is a different conversation. But just to have that understanding is like that'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
So I realized that I had suppressed 24 years of daddy issues, mommy issues, just like environmental issues, right? Societal, cultural things, right? I always spoke like this, and I'm living in the hood and I'm speaking like this, and it's like, I was always the white boy, so I never understood my blackness, or I never valued whatever, all these things,
confusion, all that
you're just dealing with, and you're taught as a West Indian. You put them feelings aside, and you got a job to do.
Yeah.
So that at 25, when I looked at myself and I was like, yo, I'm back in 5 towns. I'm a freshman in college again. I'm 25-year-old freshman. Niggas is calling me Pops. You know, like,
Oh, that's foul.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like niggas started to lose the hairline. You know, like it was these superficial things
Yes.
that really made me look and be like, damn, like you ain't doing nothing in life.
Yeah.
You know, you just been running away from your problems and all them shit's caught up to you. So I kind of had a break, you know, and whatever, like I fucking locked myself in my bathroom for like 3 days.
Wow.
And public safety had to come get me. I wouldn't pick up the phone for my mother, all this other shit.
Wow. Where at your
At
home?
Five Towns.
Okay. Oh, when you were
Five
going
Towns.
to school. Okay.
I was back at FTC.
Yeah.
And that was it. And and the reason I share that is because what happened was that became a place where I would go to escape. Like that was the last place that I could go to escape. But that became the place where I would talk to God. Right. And that's where like the narrative shifted in my life, where it was like I was spending all this time in the bathroom just like I was smoking weed because, you know, it ain't gonna smell. You got my little system. So I'm hotboxing the bathroom. I got cotton. I'm thirsty. You know, I need something else.
Yeah.
You know, and started opening up the Bible app one day and just reading and praying. I started writing these affirmations, started coming out the room little by little. And then me and my homegirl, Anaya, we decided, yo, look, we gonna start working out a little bit, you know? And I fucking dropped out of college, right? I didn't tell my mom. So I came back home and I told my mom I was gonna do like summer session or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she thought I was going to school. I was waking up at 4 a.m. I was going to the gym right there by the crib.
Wow.
I was like, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna commute. So
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I was just going to the gym and I deleted Instagram. I was, you know, off the grid. Like I think Mad Wiz knew I was alive, history knew I was alive, and that was it.
Yeah.
I wasn't taking nobody else call, you know? And I started going to the gym every day. You know, 25 minutes, turning to 35, turning to 45, turning into an hour. I'll come in the gym, I'll stretch for an hour, play basketball for an hour, my boy B Lodge. Then I would work out for an hour, do all my plyo stuff. Then I would hit the sauna, do the whole gamut.
Yeah.
And it became what I was doing, to the point where by the time my mom realized I wasn't in school anymore, I was working on my certification to become PT.
Wow. You played that smartly, man. You executed that perfectly, especially dealing with a Caribbean parent. Wow, that's wild, man. So I want to know, because it can be such a daunting task for those who just do not know where to start on their path to exercise, period. And you know, being a personal trainer now, that there is so much misinformation out there. And I'm not speaking from a point of expertise whatsoever. I know what works well for me in the gym, and I know that I had to put time into studying to see what works well for my body type, what works well that is enjoyable for me. A lot of people don't think about that. And I think I'm a little bit more well-versed on the dietary side of things. But how did you know where to start, what to begin doing, and how did you receive this information?
But I played basketball for a long time. So, you know, you go to phys ed, they teach you, you stretch, you go run on a treadmill, warm up your joints, and then, you know, you hit the leg press. Like, I'll go in there and I would go on bodybuilding.com, and there's this guy, Craig Capurso, and I would just steal his whole workout program. And I wasn't doing it right. I was making a fool out of myself, you know, but I didn't know any better. But I was in the gym, I was disciplined.
Yeah.
But for me, I hurt my shoulder. And when I hurt my shoulder, I tried to work through the pain. I literally was getting this pain. I'd overworked my traps and my delts were underworked. So what was happening is I would feel this, because the trap's not that big of a muscle. So I would overhead press and I'd feel this extreme pain in my neck. So I asked one of the trainers, it's like, yo, like, getting all this, I can't lift over my head no more. I feel like my whole shit's gonna explode. What do I do? So my boy John, he tells me, first he takes my neck, he pushes it this way, he takes his hand, he chops it on my shoulder, and then all of a sudden, like, my ears pop, right? And I'm like a whole new man again. What the fuck is going on in here, son? Like, what are you doing? So he kind of explained to me, he's like, yo, you coming in here, you working out every day, you picking up all the muscles, you jumping up and down, you going 300,000 miles an hour, do you stretch?
Yeah.
how strong are your joints? Are you taking yourself through phases of programming?
Yes.
At the time, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But
no concept of rest.
Rest. 7 days a week. Rest is when I'm done working out.
Yeah.
That's the rest. But I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So I would hurt myself. I hurt my knees, hurt my ankles, hurt both the shoulders. But to give advice to someone who's trying to start a fitness journey, I would say it starts with the diet.
Yes.
Right.
Completely.
Come in the gym and you could pick up all the weights and put down all the weights, and you're gonna be fat, strong, and unhealthy.
Yeah.
Just period. Like you see the strongest dudes pick up the biggest weights with the highest blood pressure.
Yeah. It's become so cliche, but it is one of the truest statements that are out there, that you are what you eat.
Yeah, man.
If you are not consuming the proper building blocks to your DNA and your cells, how are you going to regenerate proper muscle fibers and joints and everything if you're consuming McDonald's and Burger King and all this? I mean, that's why a lot of people think you can get away with eating whatever you want as long as you're exercising, but it's what leads to what you're describing right now. Injury.
Yes.
Extremely slow recovery.
Exactly. So
inflammation.
You can eat whatever you want, right? I like to, so I deal with a lot of clientele who they're not like you in the aspect of, you look at health as like more holistic, where it's like, it's not, I don't have like a body aesthetic goal. It's kind of like, I want to be healthy. I want to exist. I want to prolong the quality of my life for as long as possible. That's a different mentality than most people I see coming to a gym trying to purchase personal training, right? It's a lifestyle thing. I want a fat ass. I want a six pack. I want, to lose the cellulite.
Yes,
or
very
whatever,
superficial goals.
Right.
Yeah.
And then even the ones that want to be healthy, it's more so aesthetic than it is lifestyle.
Yes.
Right. So it kind of changes my pitch when I'm coaching people, because you gotta coach, you gotta meet people where they at. So, for me, I always tell people, if you're gonna eat McDonald's, it's gonna sound crazy, right? But if you work a 9 to 5 and you're gonna eat French fries, eat them shits in the morning. Eat them first thing in the morning, right? Because if you put the carbs in your system early while your body is active, you're gonna process it. You're gonna break it down. Now, granted, you're putting a terrible carb into your system, right? You're gonna deal with all the other toxins that are going into your body.
Yeah.
But from a macronutrient standpoint, like if you want a carbohydrate and you want it specifically to be French fries, eat it when you start your day.
Yeah, because you have the opportunity to burn it off and work it off.
If you eat the French fries before you go to sleep,
yes,
it's quiet for you.
Exactly what I was about to advise against from what I've learned from my studies. Is if you're eating a shit ton of carbs at night and then you're going to lay down,
it's quiet.
You're going to watch a movie, your body has no opportunity to work that off even until up until the next morning and afternoon.
And after 3-4 o'clock, it's begun to shut down.
Yeah.
It's begun to prepare for tomorrow. So what you put in there is storing. That's tomorrow's energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you put it in your system on cool down, you're not doing nothing with it. Unless you're gonna go to the gym. You're gonna go to the gym, you got some rice, and then go right to the gym though.
Yeah, for sure. So these challenges that you came across, injuring your shoulder, the neck pain, the knees, just going 300 miles an hour, like you said, you had somebody come in and kind of school you a bit. And how important was that for you? And what would you suggest to others when it comes to starting this journey? Would you suggest start slow, find someone who knows a little bit more, YouTube videos, whatever?
So if you can afford it, get a personal trainer. And I don't say that just because I'm a personal trainer, but also, if you want, I'm looking for the right analogy, right? If you're a rapper and you want a beat, right? If you want it done right, like you might try it yourself, but you might want to hit up a producer. You know what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, give the professional a chance to program you, right? To take you through phases from mobility, release, right, to resistance. To endurance, to resistance, to strength, right? But you gotta kind of peel the layers back on this and not look at yourself as, I don't know, maybe I'm talking to like my clients specifically at my gym, right?
That's perfect.
But I deal with a lot of people who are like, yo, I I want to exercise. I want to be in the gym. I know what I'm doing. Just show me some machines.
Yeah.
Just just help me where I need the help.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, if you had the answers, you wouldn't need us.
Exactly.
But if you're one of these people who, hey, I don't want it, or if it's like, yo, it's a cost I can't incur right now, which is fair. I would say figure out how to stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Myofascial release, so foam rolling,
lacrosse ball, anything.
The lacrosse ball, the therapy ball,
Yeah.
And start to release the muscles and then strengthen the joints. Right, every program should start with release and joint strength, because if you're thinking about foundation, the muscles sit on the joint, right? So if the joint's weak and the muscle is strong, what's gonna happen when you try to pull something crazy with a strong muscle? Or pull the joint.
Yeah.
So you gotta start from the joint, make sure the shoulders, the scap can retract properly.
Yes. Proper mobility.
And then you work the delts. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, just make sure you're not running in the gym picking up all the weights.
Yeah. I think and that's one of the best, most practical and simple pieces of advice you can give, is to really start with a stretching regimen, whether it's yoga or just your own stretches, because I always say the body knows what needs to be stretched.
Absolutely.
And the language it speaks in is pain.
Pain. Hell yeah.
What you're stretching and where you're feeling absolutely zero pain is probably where you shouldn't be stretching. If it's incredibly easy for you to do a certain stretch or pose, that's probably not where you need to work at the most.
And then also, so boom, if the lateral portion of your calf is tight, right, that could mean that the tension buildup is right there. Or it could be that's just where the source of the pain is, but the actual origin point is elsewhere, right? So get to know, like you said, get to know your muscles, man. Get to know your body.
Yeah. I think it's just that, which is something I want to speak on with you, is just overall simple, basic awareness of your own body. I feel like in today's age, for a plethora of reasons, many people are just not aware of their own body. And it's not even not knowing basic anatomy. It's not having
being in tune,
being in tune, having simple awareness. And I feel like there's actually there's many ways to improve being aware of your body and being more present. And slowing down is one of the best things you could possibly do. And I really want to speak about the proper management of taking time to rest. Because when you get on this path, you can, like you said, go 400 miles an hour.
You're talking to the wrong guy about rest.
Yeah, but still,
but I do understand the value.
We've had discussions about this briefly, though. I know your rest is not only laying down or stopping exercising. Even rest is releasing those joints and tendons. Rest is going into the sauna for 30 minutes every day. Rest can just be this maintenance of the body.
Rest could be going to church.
Yeah, church, exactly. Spiritual practice, meditation. How important is that for you? Because although you're 7 days a week in the gym, I know you have personal methods of restoring and nourishing your body.
It's funny you say that. When I started, because, I come from a place where, like I said, I made $600 in 6 years from music, right? I always had a little side hustle. So when I got this job, it was like, I have an opportunity to make money, like real money. What? I was training privately and corporately. So I was training my guy Curtis's studio, Curtis Ray Fitness, and I was there from 4 a.m. till 9 a.m. Then I was at 24 from 9 a.m. till 7 at night.
Wow.
Then I would come back to Curtis for a little nighttime session, and I'd be home by 10 o'clock, right? No break. I was going.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my boss at 24, it's like, yo, this guy don't do shit. He's never here, because I was ping ponging. So the minute I'm done training, I'm right back out the building. I got to go do something else. So I'm back and forth. Literally stopped working out. I burnt out, just straight burnt out. So what I did is I decided I don't care. I stopped private training just because I didn't have the time. So there's not enough money that's gonna take my health away. So I I would show up to the gym at 8 o'clock in the morning. I leave at 2 p.m.
Yep.
Between 2 and 5 p.m., that's my time.
Yeah.
I don't pick up the phone for my boss. I don't pick up the phone. I'll pick up the phone for my mom.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I pick up the
as
phone.
you should.
Yeah, but I don't really pick up the phone for nothing professional at that point, even for my clients. And they know. They know not to call me on a Sunday. They know not to call me between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. because that's Shomari's time.
Yes.
And then Sunday is my time that I take to restore myself, right? But then on a daily basis, like from a workout standpoint, it don't really matter what type of workout I'm doing. I'm just gonna be focused on losing my train of thought. It doesn't matter what kind of workout I'm doing or what the day holds. I have to do my mobility. I have to foam roll.
Yes.
I have to take care of my body in that way. Even if I don't work out, I'm at home. I got the little Hypervolt, the Hyperized therapy gun.
Yep.
I'm on my pecs. I'm on the quads, my calves, whatever. Just continuously releasing my body. But overall, what keeps me peaceful is my relationship with God, man.
Yes.
Like that supersedes all of this.
Yes.
You know, I could stretch till I'm blue in the face, but if up here is not right with him, then I'm just not right. You know, so
I couldn't agree more, man. And I think that was one of the biggest inspirations behind me bringing you up here, because I'm not only inspired by, as a homie of yours, by the physical aspect of your work, but the mental and spiritual, because as you know me, that comes before everything, as you say. And you don't have anything else without that first. And I believe personally, other people may debate this, but working on yourself in this physical realm is directly related to working on yourself on a spiritual level. And, you know, some people like to discard the body completely and not understand that there is a balance. Of course, you are not the body. It is not all that you are and live for is for this vessel. But there is a deep spiritual practice in taking care of this temple that you have. And I feel like you're someone who achieves a great balance of that. And I'm just so curious, you've alluded to it a bit just now, but how important your relationship with God and your own spirit and community and family is to you, and how it also helps fuel you on this physical journey of yours.
Yeah, man, it's peace. You know, feelings are fleeting, right? So be happy one day, you sad one day. Those things, you're angry, whatever. But those things are never sustained, right? So I think with having a relationship with God, it gives you that peace when it's tough. It gives you that mellow when it's too good. It gives you that grace when you're angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He finds a way, you know, and for me, it's, to your point, if you read the Bible, it says you honor him with your mind, your body, and your spirit, right? And very often do we neglect the body.
Yes.
Right? And then also in the Black church, 8 times out of 10, the pastor is not honoring the Lord with his body, right? He eating fried chicken, he doing this, we having, you know, all this Southern good home cooking. So, you know, that's a narrative that's a reality that kind of goes overlooked, even in our most sanctified, holy, you know, thought leaders in our communities, right? But so for me, I think my purpose is to spread that. It's like, yo, look, yes, you honor him with your soul, with your mind, right? But your body too, bro. Because if you ain't operating at peak form, right? If the actual chemical balance of your body is off, how is your mental gonna be right? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be able to discern what he trying to tell you, what he trying to show you? You know, how are you gonna be able to move with integrity through these things if your actual chemicals are imbalanced?
Yes, and how grateful are you actually for this life?
Right.
If you've been given a beautiful plot of land with all the proper nutrients and
all
flowers
the resources you need,
everything you need, and you neglect it, and you focus on the material, the aesthetic, as many people do when it comes to exercising, I think that just leads to disaster, disappointment, and depression.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I'm always gonna do is be part of my community, right? Like, like we were talking just now, and it's like, I'd rather do it for what I'm worth. I'd do it for free.
Yeah.
Right. And like my thing is, I really want to bring the same way, like let's say Charlemagne is bringing mental health awareness to our communities, right? I want to bring that physical health awareness, right?
Yes.
Like to put the lard down, fam, like because. Not to sound condescending, but it's just really killing us, bro.
It's condescending. No, it's a reality.
But people don't like to hear it. People don't like to be told like what to eat. Like I had a lady tell me one of my assessments. She told me, she was like, "Yo, she's from Trinidad." She's like, "Yo, if I just had to put roti dong, then I go stay flat." And I'm like, "All right, like, or you could just put the roti down and
or at least have a balance."
Right. But you also like well into your 50s, you an older woman, and you telling me that you pre-diabetic and all of this, but you ain't gonna sacrifice the roti.
Yeah.
Some curry chicken and roti ain't gonna save your life. You know what I mean? But
something a master holistic health coach named Paul Chek, who I'll probably reference a couple times throughout the series of this podcast, but and who I think I've sent you some of his videos, but he speaks about, there's the 80-20 rule when it comes to working and many things, but his 80-20 rule in fitness is you exercise and eat well at least 80% of the time, so that when you do break away from that 20% of the time, it doesn't impact you as much as it would if you're eating the roti
your lifestyle
50% of the time, So I feel like sometimes people become too rigid with this idea of what it is to be healthy. And how healthy are you really if you can't enjoy something you can't enjoy your life. You can't enjoy something that may be traditionally significant to you and you want to enjoy every now and then. You have to be willing to sacrifice a little bit,
right?
But to understand that if you're good, a large portion of the time, cookie's not going to kill you.
So tell me what you think about this. I think that sacrifice is unsustainable. Meaning that when clients ask me about diets and they tell me, what do I have to give up eating? I was telling them, if you're looking at it from like, what do I have to stop doing? You're never going to do this, right? Because it's always going to be something that you're giving up, right? So it's always going to be
concept of lack.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to opportunity to grow, right? What can you add to your diet? So like, I never tell my clients, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Cause you're not stupid.
Yeah.
You know the foods that are going to kill you.
Yeah.
Right. But let's introduce a sweet potato. Let's introduce a fiber carb instead of a starchy carb.
Yes.
Let's do a pear over bag of potato chips.
Yeah.
Let's start to introduce healthy options into our diet instead of cutting off all the bad ones.
Yeah.
Right. If you're going to have that cheesecake, fam, and enjoy it because you live once. But also know that just can't be your MO. You can't just be the cheesecake lady.
100% of the time. And I think what a lot of people don't understand, I think it's why cooking for yourself is so important and something that I like to preach a lot, because a lot of people are just addicted to flavors and taste and do not understand that. I would say for myself, I'm just creating a number, but for myself, 90% of the time, you could eat a healthy alternative that has the same flavor, cooking it yourself. You don't always need to run to the store-bought cookies and donuts.
Yeah.
Learn how to bake simply and use whole ingredients and a little bit of a natural sweetener or something, And I feel like just this simple education can go such a long way. And have you seen that with your clients? Of just like the ones who have just taken what you've said and, okay, let me not be too strict, but just do the best I can.
So I have this one guy, Calvin, it's my dog.
Oh, Cal's a legend, man.
He's
like your
I know.
Whatever the thing that sculptors like
it's my reasonable doubt.
Yeah. Your magnum opus, man. Cal. Cal.
It's Skinny Cal now, and we turning him into Brolic Cal next. But he's just a testament to just everything that we've been talking about. Like if you just take the information, you run with it, right? But he came in, he was 239 when I got him. And I was brand new trainer. So I told him, I was like, yo, listen, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really know much of nothing. But everything that I tell you, trust and believe. I'm gonna research it and make sure that I'm not telling you some bullshit. So I'm not gonna tell you a lot in the beginning, but I'm gonna continuously learn, right? And I think me offering him that transparency, he was willing to grow with me, right? So in the beginning, I have Cal doing a whole bunch of nonsense, just a whole bunch of nonsense. But he was moving. But he was moving. You know what I'm saying? He was moving. So like the first 2 months, we had these like 5-pound losses, and you know, it wasn't that excellent. And then I started to put the regimen together for real. You know, my fitness mentor, Lisa Davis, she got hired at my gym to be the assistant fitness manager. And she kind of sunk her teeth into me and was like, yo, look, you're going to be good at this. I'm gonna help you, you know? And she helped me structure a program. She put me on to nutrient timing and how to eat food so that it serves your body. And I took everything that she gave me and I implemented it with Calvin. Calvin lost 13 pounds. Wow. Like in a month, right? And then the next month, Calvin lost 8. Then he lost 9, right? And then now it's like Calvin's down to 175, and now we're trying to get him back up to 200, but 200 of muscle. Yes. You know, so, but I talk about Calvin because Calvin's like, around every corner, every little piece of planning and programming and coaching that I've given him, he's taken, and it just shows. Humbly. It just literally to the point where like, that's my friend. Yes. You know, like that's my real life friend. Like I go out drinking with Calvin. Like that's one of the first people I call now. Yeah. You know, that's my dog. We going to Atlanta next month to go you know, roller skate at Cascade, like little Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? Legendary. Like the legend Lil Bow. No, but you know. No,
that's amazing, man. To be receptive is to be the best student you can possibly be.
And that's something that you don't see in men at the gym. You know, and
because there's ego.
Yeah, man. And especially like, you know, my body's not like, I'm solid, but I'm not like CT Fletcher. I'm not like this, you know, I'm not banging the weights, not huge arms. So like if you got huge arms but you deadlifting wrong, you rounding your back, and I come over, I try to give you advice. What this little nigga know? Right? He can't pick this up. You know, so it becomes that thing. It's this the male posturing, dick swinging thing. But then when you deal with the women, they're just so much more malleable. Oh, word, if I lunge like this, I'm gonna break up my knees. All right, thank you. You know, so. There's that portion. So Calvin's just like a real testament. He's just a real special person. You know, because he's older than me. You know, like he got this 27-year-old kid yelling at him. He's 37. You know, like he's supposed to. This is not supposed to happen the way that it happened.
Well, you have to be humble especially on in all aspects of life, but on the fitness path, because you know at my gym, it's a very laid back gym. I like it because there's no overt competition going on. Everyone's very peaceful. It's community oriented. And one day I was doing something, some cable pulls, right? I forgot exactly what I was doing because what I was doing actually didn't make any sense. This was like about a year ago or something. And this guy who's at the gym often very, very large, just completely swole and very intimidating, just, you know, not a friendly face. I never saw him as like someone to say what's up to. You know, I wasn't afraid or I wasn't even intimidated, but he had an intimidating character. He just did his thing, you know.
Stay away from that.
I know. Okay. You know, but he saw me doing this exercise and he comes over very politely, very gently, and just corrects me with what I was doing. And I remember just feeling it sounds crazy to say, but I was almost emotional at how grateful I was to him and how much he saw. Okay, let me, you know, I know a little bit more. Let me just school this kid on something. And I was open to what he taught me. And ever since, I've never forgotten the proper form for that exercise.
And that's a testament to you as a person, though. You know, because everybody ain't built like that. Everybody can't sit down, shut up, and listen.
Yeah, I bring that up because I think if that exact man was to do that with some of the other men in the gym, they would have been like, yo, dude, I don't need your help. You know? But for me, being receptive in life, period, is what allows you to learn, to be malleable, to be flexible, to not always think that you know it all. Yeah, you can't. And I'm learning from you just through your Instagram. I'm like really trying to implement the workouts that I see you post on there.
That's why I'm doing the movements of the week now. People told me, they was like, yo, you need to host a place for people to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just kind of live with it instead of it disappearing after 24 hours.
And let me speak on something I love about your style and your approach. You are truly all about functional strength. You're not about the aesthetics. And it's like, just from my small amount of research and my experience, I'm not someone who feels great when I'm only working on stabilized machines, pushing simply. I'm someone who...
It's not fun.
It's not fun. And I like to recreate how muscle and strength is built in nature. It is so important to me. It doesn't make sense to only do these stabilized, very simple, isolated muscle movements.
When
that
in
don't
life
make much sense.
Are you going to do this?
Yeah. Especially and have something to support your back.
Right. When in life are you going to arch your back, right, engage your pecs, and just sit here and do this, right? Basketball players, they do strength training and they do transfer of power, transfer of strength, right? So you apply it. So like you would do a deadlift, right? You would deadlift heavy, and then you would, when like a basketball player takes like 1 pound dribble and steps, takes 2 steps,
an explosive
attacks
movement.
Right. So you would practice those. You would do a pound dribble, you would take 2 steps and explode. Right. And now you're transferring the power that you worked, like the glute strength, the hip strength, the hamstring strength that you developed from the deadlift into something that you're going to use in real life. So I do the same thing. Granted, I'm not going to the pros to play any sort of sport, but I want to know that if I'm in a life and death situation, my body is going to respond in a way that I can protect myself in a situation that's outside of the gym. I could bench press all day long, but if something falls on my chest, can I catch that shit? You know what I mean? It's two different applications.
That's actually training your nervous system.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what plyometrics is. It's literally taxing on the CNS, right? Which is why you're only supposed to do it every 2 days, because you got to let your CNS recover. Right. But I
love that aspect of you, man, because when I, started YouTubing some things and just tuning into my own body, those were the types of workouts I was the most attracted to. The Swiss ball, doing things with the Bosu ball, just doing shoulder presses with 1 foot up. And
that's the impressive stuff.
And I feel like that's what, it just makes the most amount of sense to me. And I feel like I don't like to critique because I know 1% of this path and I know it works for me.
Me too.
But I don't know shit. I see a clear path to injury for a lot of people. And it's almost hurtful to see, because I know if only they had the right personal trainer, if only they had the right resources to learn how to properly use their body.
And one day I'm gonna be able to provide that. Like I know that I'm speaking into existence, so that the world gonna hear it, because I know the world gonna see this, right? But my thing is, in my community, we don't have those infrastructures, right? So I would much rather be at Equinox training some rich white people at $125 a session, and then taking that bread and opening up facilities in the hood for our people to learn movement strategy, to learn healthy lifestyle for free. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at it like that. Like I'll be Robin Hood of this shit. I'll go take the money from the corporations and we go bring it here, so that I don't got to be training. A lot of my clientele is Black and under 30, making 60 to 80 racks a year. So when I ask them for the money I'm asking them for, they're making financial sacrifices to make it happen. I'd much rather be training people who don't have to make financial sacrifices and, setting up infrastructure for the people who do to be able to do it at a subsidized cost.
Be able to reinvest your earnings.
So
this is a deep vision of yours.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Beautiful.
We taking the steps. We taking the steps right now. Just first I got to free myself financially, and then start to empower people around me, and and build from there. But
So in general, I would just love for you to describe. I think it's common sense to some people, but I think it's worthy when they hear it from a source who has shown improved. But just how valuable has been this fitness journey to your life in general? Your mentality, your mind, your sharpness, your clarity.
Saved my life, man. Fucking saved my life. There's this picture that you took outside of No Mystery, and it's the picture that I show every single one of my clients, that it's like, yo, this is where I was.
I
and
know the exact photo.
And I look at that and it's like, yo, that was a really rough time in life. That was a very unhappy moment. And I look at all those pictures from those times, I can just see it in my face, like, yo, I just never wanted to be around, you know? And I think, taking the narrative back superficially has been awesome, you know? Like just the attention that you get, you know? I ain't gonna lie, that shit is popping, you know?
Of course.
But then on a real level, I used to walk up the stairs and my back will hurt, like 22, 23 years old, you know?
Yeah,
when I started to get a belly, my belly button, you would get the little navel, the little, but you stick your finger in your belly button. That shit would stink, son. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know if I could sustain a stinky belly button for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You know, but it was like those little things where you kind of just take the power back in your life, because those small things that you allow to beat at your security, you know, those are the things that really eat at you. So when you come out and you talking about you insecure, it's really because your belly button stink. You don't want to tell niggas.
Yeah.
You know?
And the aesthetics do matter to a
do.
certain extent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at yourself and saying, I love how I
what I
look.
see, man. Like that was good. You know, I was 23 years old with no hairline, with a receding hairline. You know, I had waves in high school, son. Like you know what it is? I felt, in all honesty, I felt like I'm the definition of like when 50 was like, damn, homie, in high school, you was the man. What the fuck happened to you? Like that was me for a minute.
That spoke to you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like what I'm gonna do after? You know, like how I'm gonna reclaim my time. You know what I mean? So this fitness journey has been me finding a purpose, reclaiming my time in my life, and actually developing a testimony, having a testimony to share with people, like having a reason for you to come here and hit me and be like, yo, you want to talk to me about my story?
Word.
You know, like this is the story you want to talk about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Niggas don't want to know about me in music. That's cool, but that's not as interesting as, or as purposeful and meaningful as a transition of someone who had no self-image, no relationship with God, no real purpose to where I am now. Like that's important.
Yes, this has been a huge transformational journey for you. Yeah. And you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, man. I know you personally.
Yeah,
and I'm just so grateful for you coming on here, man. That. Really. I want to ask you a few final questions I've been asking some of the other guests. Who are some people, maybe 2 or 3 inspirations in your life right now? It could be musically, it could be fitness-wise, educators, family members, whoever.
I would have to, honestly, my mentors in fitness, Martell and Lisa, my two fitness managers at 24. And honestly, you know, they helped grow me up. You know, I was mad sensitive, son.
Word.
I remember I was bullshitting at 24 Hour Fitness, and one time I walked into the job and I walked right into that front desk, and I went to give Martell a dap. Martell looked at me. Fuck, I know you from somewhere. And that shit hurt my ego like crazy. But he was like, yo, look. He said, you got till January 15th to get your job together, to get your life together. You find a new place to work.
Wow.
But I will tell you though, that was the type of fire I needed.
Yes.
Because ever since then, I've been 150 session trainer, beating the sales record, beating my sales record consistently every single month. Right, I've been top dog in the gym every single month. But I really credit Martell and Lisa for not taking my bullshit, not taking my excuses, but then also caring about me and taking the time to really dive into helping me grow.
Wow, shout out to the mentors, man. Something I've been experiencing in my life personally with certain people who I go to for advice, and I've been incredibly grateful, as much as it can hurt in moments when someone gives you that tough love, because really, sometimes they're just stroking that fire you have within you. Yeah. Okay. I think I may know the answer to this one already, and it's been pretty evident throughout this entire conversation, but what is something you do every day that you would consider ceremonial? You know, something that you do to get your mind right, something you do to inspire you.
Smoke weed.
It's so funny, man. So many of my homies, that's like the go-to response. But I know there's always deeper layers to your day. Something you like to do almost ritualistically.
I pray every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up, I read a devotional. I make sure that I post a little something that spoke to me on my Instagram.
Love every morning.
Yeah, so I share with people.
I read them almost every day, man.
Yeah, and that's what it's for. It's for, because I know people need that type of motivation in the morning. So, you know, just making sure that I have a relationship with God. Somebody asked me if I know how to manifest miracles on a daily basis. And it's like, and I don't ever want to seem like I don't know something. So I was like, yeah, pray. He was like, yeah, that's one of them. He's like, you pray, you go to church, you read the Bible, you disciple people, and then you find somebody who knows more than you to disciple you. You know, so
that's a gem, man.
Yeah, so I'm working on growing to that level of spiritual growth. But yeah, I start my day with God.
Beautiful. Yeah, I had an elder teach me one time. He was speaking about his form of worship, but he would say, "This is not a religion; it's a relationship."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, what is an area of your life right now that you're personally trying to master?
Time management, money management. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, I think if I could, I guess that's the key to life, right? Like the balance of money and time.
Yeah.
But if I could figure out how to give myself a little bit more time in the day to prioritize friends and family, you know, in a real way, and not in an obligatory way, which, you know, sometimes we have a tendency to do. We spend time with the people that we love because we know we have to, but like, you know, to be more intentional in that way. And then also to provide myself with some financial freedom so that, you know, next year meets me with a whole new story to tell.
Yeah.
You know?
Beautiful, man.
A whole new story of wealth.
Yeah. Man, well, you're well on the path, brother. And,
Appreciate you, bro.
I learned so much just from this conversation myself, man. That's why I love this platform we're building here.
This is awesome,
ceremony, man.
This is awesome.
You.
I got to be interviewed by my generation's Fab Five Freddy, son.
Wow.
As coined by Fab Five Freddy, son. I was telling my friends before I was doing the interview. I'm like, yo, like, I was trying to explain who you were, right? And I'm like, yo, like, you know Fab Five Freddy, but you know, he's young. You know, fucking Fab Five Freddy. I'm like, yeah, you know, nigga to introduce Madonna to Basquiat. They don't know Madonna or Basquiat.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but my boy Fifth Guy, he like Fab Five Freddy of the underground. Watch, it's gonna come together. Watch, you just wait. I say you was like DJ Khaled of the underground.
Oh, wow. That's a common comparison.
That was the analogy I used, you know?
Word.
And it was like, all right, well, that's cool, whatever. But
Yeah.
I was like, y'all niggas gonna see.
That's
Shit gonna
love,
be popping.
man. Thank you. You show me love since day one, man.
course,
So
bro.
it's much appreciated.
Of
brother.
course, man.
And I can see us having a lot more dialogues on this platform
Of
because
course.
you have a lot to share. Your journey is far from over, as is mine. And you're welcome anytime, brother.
Man, son.
Love.
Man, this is
Thank
cool,
you, brother.
son.
Yo.
I feel like an adult. I did
Peace
some
out,
adult shit. I'm
everyone.
about to tell my mom I did this shit.
Word up.